This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
So earlier this week, I told you that my daughter went to a birthday party. It was a 1-year-old birthday party. She's 2.5 over the weekend. And there was some audible gasps. There was a round of applause after I learned that she kissed another baby in the ball pit.
She kissed another baby in the ball. And you said she came down the slide.
Yes.
Landed in the ball pit and then just planted one on an unsuspecting 1-year-old.
Yes.
A boy who's half her age, I might add.
Mm-hmm. And his parents came up to Paul and I, shook our hands and said, you know, welcome to the family. I guess we're going to be in-laws. And I was like, whoa. I am not ready for this. I'm not ready for my 2.5-year-old to be kissing anybody on the mouth.
No, you were not expecting Sia to get to first base at this birthday party.
Also, like, germs, personal space. Like, there are so many things here where I felt like I needed to have a follow-up conversation. I know she's 2.5. I know she doesn't really understand, but I had to still say something about it.
I think so. Yeah. It warrants a discussion.
Yeah. It didn't really go as planned, as, you know, one should know with a toddler. But this is how it went when I confronted Sia.
Okay, so Sia, what happened? Tell me, you kissed the little boy?
Yeah.
How come?
I kissed him on the nose.
Oh, you kissed him on the nose.
Yeah.
Is it because he was so cute?
I kissed him on the cheek.
Oh, you kissed him on the cheek too? How come?
Yes, I'm pretty.
You're pretty, I know.
Pretty.
Was he so cute?
Yeah.
Was he a little baby?
Yes.
Okay, but you're too young for a boyfriend, okay?
This is big.
Yeah.
And I was small.
Yeah.
Small.
Yeah.
That was the best.
He was small. And he was really cute, this kid. His name was Caleb. Like adorable, bright blue eyes. Like, I can see why she would want to kiss him.
So she's already chasing cute younger boys. Are you making her watch this trash reality TV too? With
No.
you, where these like older women are chasing young men? Is this where this is coming from?
Well, it turns out that the couple that came over to us to say, oh, like, you know, welcome to the family, we're going to be in-laws. Guess what? He's the younger man in their relationship. So, you know, maybe the son just like the dad and he likes older women. You know what I'm saying?
So the dad goes to the son later. He's having his own talk. He's like, atta boy, just like I taught you. I got to say, though, Sia, if you're listening, you got to work on your story a little bit. There were some real inconsistencies right off the top. I kissed him on the nose. Then you press her a little more and she goes, I kissed him on the cheek.
Yeah.
I mean, she's already sewering herself with this.
It's so true. But you know what? This was a little glimpse into what it's going to be like when she's a teenager and I have to have real conversations with her.
Right.
Denial. And then just like pivoting to like small baby.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Hate to admit this. Guess what happened to me for the first time this weekend? First time in life.
You
Pooch.
fell in love.
Believe it or not, I've been in love before.
Oh,
okay,
really?
Pooch? Yeah, I have been in love.
What was that, like
that's not what this is
1986?
about. Yes, I was 3.
Yeah.
It was at the jungle gym. Saw a tricycle. All right, no. Okay, so you know I'm a little bit under the weather, right? I've been fighting a little something, so I picked up some meds over the weekend and trying to read the side of the box to figure out how much to take and the intervals between taking it. And as I was reading the side of the box, I had to pull it away from my face for it to come into focus. And it took me a few seconds to go, oh no.
Oh no. They say that that's how it happens. It's like just out of the blue, all of a sudden, you can no longer read fine print. Is that...
I could read fine print in December. I can't read fine print in January. I'm telling you, Pooj, it stopped me dead in my tracks to go, whoa, I am middle-aged. This is official now.
Yeah, that means you're going to have to get glasses. You're going to be glasses guy. You're going to be the guy at a restaurant who takes the menu on your next date, and you've got to put it like far out into the distance to be able to read it.
And the crazy thing, you're right. And the crazy thing is it's happening now. I'm noticing with my phone, like certain things in my phone which I used to just be able to hold really close to my face. I got to pull it back a little bit now to read it. Am I going to become large app font guy on my
Yes.
phone where you increase it to like large?
Yes. You're going to be the guy who now also in the restaurant has to put on his phone flashlight to be able to even see the menu. And you're like, why is it so dark in here? Why do they make it so? Who needs mood lighting?
Darn these hipster places.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to get a chain that you're going to put on your glasses now. You're going to walk around with the chain and the glasses, which is very stylish.
I think I should commit to it. I think I should just be a guy who wears his glasses at the bottom of his nose all the time and then just looks down on people. Like, you got to make that face with your mouth. The
Yes.
frown, though.
Totally.
As you're looking down.
You know, it starts with, I can't read the side of a box, and it ends with, get off my lawn.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
I just shared I had a very humbling weekend because as I was looking at the medication, the small writing on the side of the box, I realized I had to pull it away from my face because I could no longer see things right up close in front of my face because this is apparently what happens when you hit your 40s. You need reading glasses. It just seemed like it happened all of a sudden. Then I noticed like my phone as well. I kind of got to pull that away a little bit to see it.
Yeah. It's apparently it just happens in an instant, and that is what goes. You end up being that guy at a restaurant where you're pulling the menu back because you can't see it.
Yeah, I'm going to increase the size of the apps on my phone from small to large.
Because you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels like kicking me when I'm down. Like I'm already sick. Why do you have to take my eyesight now too?
Make sure when you get the glasses, you put the chain on them.
And wear them on the bridge of my nose.
Yes.
I have to wear them nice and low. Listen, I'm not alone though. Jeremy from Shelburne texting in to say, morning guys. Brother, you are not the only one. I was helping my kids with their Pokemon cards this weekend. I had the exact same problem. 40 sucks. LOL. Jeremy from Shelburne. Cheers, guys.
Well, you feel better now.
A little bit.
It's you and Jeremy.
Do you need, does this happen to you yet?
Not yet.
You're 4 years older than me. I think you're lying.
What? It's not something you lie
Okay,
about. It's
you
not
know
a
what?
flex. You don't go around going, hey, I don't need reading glasses yet.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to find some small print for our next segment, and you have to read it live on the air. Let's see how close you can put it to your face.
Yeah, Gurdeep just admitting that you found out over the weekend when you had to read some fine print that you now need reading glasses.
Yeah, and I asked you, who's 3.5 years older than me, 4 years older than me, if you do, and you said, no, you can read perfectly well. Well, I've got a box of medication here. I'm going to hand this to you. I want you to read what's on the side of it, and Steph and I are going to monitor how far away you have to pull this from your face to read it.
Okay, we're doing this in real time?
Yep.
Am I going to be able to read this even if it wasn't close up?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
it's happening.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, these aren't even words that anybody would know, though. It's like risperidone, benzocaine. I can't
But
read it.
is it blurry? Oh,
It is
now
blurry.
you're pulling it up.
It is blurry.
So how long have you been in denial, Pooja guy?
Wow. I didn't even know I had this issue until just now.
Now you know how I feel. Horrible.
Wow. I need to go see an eye doctor. Thanks a lot. Why? You ruined your own Monday. Why you got to ruin mine?
Wow, I feel a little better now. Misery loves company. I'm old, you're old, we're all old.
We're getting a lot of texts who are feeling for you. Mary from Belleville saying, yes, it just truly happens in an instant with your eyesight. So I guess it just happened in an instant for me.
Yeah, there you go. This is how I felt on the weekend. We both got old in the same couple of days.
That's
how about
great.
that?
That's great.
I love this text too. Guess what? 70 is worse. That's when all of a sudden you wake up and your knee won't even let you stand on it and so on. That happens to me now too. My knee injury.
Mary also writing us saying, hi, Pooja and Gurdeep. In fairness to you, the print on everything is much smaller. It's like shrinkflation.
Yeah, it's not our eyes.
No.
It's the print.
It's the font size.
Great text from Debbie coming in. Debbie said, sorry, Gurdeep, but the next step is becoming the guy who has to turn down the radio so you can see better. Yeah, that's probably in my future as well.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So I came across an article titled, Psychology Says People Who Do These Things Often Have Commitment Issues.
Came across the article or Googled it specifically?
Well, when I think about you, Gurdeep, you are single, and I thought you're single because you want to be single. You're not single because you're afraid of commitment, right?
Yeah, like commitment phobe, I don't like the term. It's a bit strong for me, for my taste. Like I'd say, like if I'm being honest, I'm commitment cautious, commitment aware.
Do you say this to potential people that you're dating?
No, it's more of an internal dialogue.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's find out if you actually do have some commitment issues. According to these psychologists, there's a list of things. Tell me if this is true for you.
Okay.
Okay, so you have a set routine or lifestyle and you don't want to stray from it.
Yeah, but I don't know that I don't want to stray from it. It's that I can't stray from it. I would say the same is true for all three of us in this room. When you're waking up at the crack of stupid every morning, it's pretty tough to stray too far from that.
Right. But
Yeah.
it's like comfort, it's predictability, it's control, it's all those things that you enjoy having.
Yeah, I mean, I can't be out footloose and fancy free till 10 p.m. on a Tuesday because I've got to be up at 3.
I got to be in bed before 10.
It's a strict routine, and I think that's a habit of most successful people, so that's a good thing.
Okay, so you're going to say that's not a commitment thing.
No, not at all.
Okay.
That's not at all. That's just like being a responsible adult.
Next on the list, you're the best version of yourself when you're single.
Not necessarily, no.
Oh,
No.
okay. Next one on the list, you get bored of people easily.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
But again, that goes for both sexes. Like, when
I'm not saying this is a guy-girl thing. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, when I go on no, I'm saying like I get bored of many people, not just romantic partners. Like, I get bored. Like, I just went on a boys' trip. Love my guy friends. Had a great time. But I don't need to see them for another month now because I just went on a trip with them.
Okay.
So
all right.
I get bored of people thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
One so far.
Yeah.
You don't prioritize relationships. So have you ever had a former partner say to you that they don't seem like they're a priority to you? Is that a regular comment that you've gotten from exes?
Not a regular comment. I have had it before, but I think that's because at that point that person had like consciously slipped from being a top priority for me. But no, not as like a matter of fact.
Okay. So when you're disinterested, then maybe they're not a priority. But when you're in it to win it.
If I'm in it, yeah, you're right up there.
Okay. And finally, you're not interested in exerting effort into a relationship. So you kind of want, someone who is going to like show up on the weekends.
Hey, the weekends
Like
are effort.
clean,
That's your downtime.
Split the bills with you.
Clean? No, I'm not looking for a cleaning
I mean, like
person
cleaning up after themselves and, maybe cooking a meal for you here and there.
I feel like you're just describing like adulting in some of these, like cleaning up after yourself, having a routine, being responsible.
Mm-hmm.
These are basic tenets of being a functioning adult.
So what do you conclude from this list? Are you a commitment phobe? Are you commitment cautious?
I don't think this list changes. I think this list was from the Captain Obvious journal that doesn't really have too much to add. There was not too much insightful in there. I'm going to say, yes, I am commitment cautious.
Got it.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
Today is I Love You But Day.
Oh, not the butt.
Have you ever done the butt? Have you ever done this exercise with anyone? I love you, but Dave, you played this. This is where you're telling someone you love them, but it comes with a very big qualifier or caveat.
Yeah, this is something I don't recommend you do in relationships.
Really? I
Yeah.
think this is actually very healthy.
Really?
Totally. You sit down with someone, you look them in the eye, and you tell them you love them, which is nice and soft, but here's something that you think they need to work on.
Yeah, it's more like I love you and the butt.
It's not
the butt is
it's
the
not
problem.
improv.
the butt is a problem because then they know something bad's coming, and then it's like already
but-
emotions are heightened.
Life ain't all roses, let me tell you. You got to
Okay.
deal with some tough truths here.
Well,
and
you love me, I love you, but
Yeah, okay. Well, let's do this. You and I are work and wife husbands. Work and what husband? I don't. Yeah, you know what I mean. We're work married.
we're not into titles.
Yeah.
or labels.
We should do this. This will be good for our relationship.
Okay. Should I start?
Sure.
All right, Gurdeep. I love you, but constantly asking me hypothetical questions like, what if the moon was made of cheese? I mean, just eat your sandwich. Let me live. Why? Why? Why do you do this to me?
Because I'm curious like a cat. I need to know these things. I need to know your take.
But I don't even think you really care about my answer. I think you just like asking questions that are annoying.
Sometimes the air needs to be filled when it's quiet in here, okay?
Okay.
All right, well, Pooj, I love you, but you don't invite me over enough to see your kids and use your pizza oven.
Guilty. It's true.
Uh-huh.
But I'm protecting you because everybody's sick all the time.
Just give me one kid and one slice of za. We'll be fine.
Okay. Noted. Gurdeep, I love you, but mouthing the words, my words, back to me as I'm saying them, like you're my slightly annoying echo, not cool. Not cool. Okay? Stop doing that.
I know you so well, I know what you're going to say. And apparently, I don't know I do this. You're the only person who's ever said I do this. I don't know if it's true or if Steph has observed it. Pooja says that I basically lip sync things you're about to say.
Yeah, it's almost like you've anticipated what you think I'm going to say. And you're usually right because you know me well. And then your mouth starts to move as the words are coming out of my mouth.
It happens. It's like you want to be Pooja.
If I could be like Pooch. It's a little scary that you are in my head.
Right.
But scarier watching, the visual of you just mouthing it back to me.
Well, I'll take both your words for it then. I don't know what that is. That's some weird subconscious stuff. All right, I'll finish up on this. I love you, but sometimes you worry so much about saying the wrong thing that you don't say what's in here. I'm pointing to my chest.
Oh.
In here.
What is that?
What?
Oh, that part you pointed to.
The heart.
Oh, the heart. Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got one of those.
You have so much good stuff to say, but sometimes you're so worried about saying the wrong thing, you don't let what's in here out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, if I'm just going to focus on what's in there, I love you.
Oh, look, there we go.
It.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
From CHFI Studios,
it's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
I'm wondering if you have an I'm not taking no for an answer story. And we ask this because I'm thinking of the Buffalo Bills, Canada's team. I mean, some might say America's team, but Canada's team for sure. It's really hard to not love the Buffalo Bills. They're a blue-collar city, and more importantly, they never, ever win anything.
There's a part of us that can relate. If you're a Leafs fan, maybe.
Totally.
Yeah. And not to mention, because of proximity, I think many of us have been to a Bills game. Like that's our closest, idea of the NFL is what we've experienced at a Buffalo Bills game, whether it's tailgating or whether it's seeing Bills Mafia come out. Remember when they had a huge snowstorm and they all came and worked together to clean up the stadium? Yes, and they love their team.
Absolutely. And if before this era we lived in where you could watch every single team anytime you want, like if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, like you were watching the Buffalo Bills, probably, right? That's how a lot of us fell in love. Well, they lost for the fourth time in a row to the same team, the Kansas City Chiefs, in the playoffs. They're going to try to slay the dragon again next year, though. They're not giving up. And I'm thinking maybe there's some parallels for life in this, where you just won't take no for an answer. So I'm looking for some positivity here.
Yes. It's got to hurt to be at this. What did you say, 4 times? Fourth in a row?
Fourth in the last 5 years, they've been knocked out of the playoffs by the Kansas City Chiefs. So, I'm thinking of, for example, I always wanted a dog and never had one. And I had friends tell me along the way, they're like, really, you don't seem like a dog person. Are you really willing to do the work? Do you know how much work it is?
Yeah.
You're single, you live downtown, you go out a lot. You shouldn't get a dog. You can't do it. And there was a time it put a little doubt in my head, but I kept sticking with the idea, and when the time was right, I eventually got a dog, and it has unequivocally been the best decision, the best thing I've ever done in my life.
You were not going to take no for an answer.
I was not going to take no for an answer.
You were going to make it work.
Yes.
I feel like, welcome to the business you and I work in. I think that I've probably been told no more than I've been told yes. And it's like, try again. Not going to take no for an answer. You just keep on going, right? Just so used to being rejected, criticized, humiliated.
Yeah, bombing auditions in my case.
Yeah,
right?
People writing you, telling you they don't like you.
Yep.
They don't know you, but they don't like you.
Lots of opportunity for you to give up.
Yeah, but no.
You didn't.
I did not. I'm not going to take no for an answer.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Now filling the air.
One could argue that we grew up watching movies where that's what they taught us, that when you can't get the girl, you try again, and then by the end of the movie, somehow you wore her down.
Yes, there's a fine line there between persistence and straight up harassment.
Stalking.
But listen, what would be of Family Matters if Steve Urkel didn't keep trying with Laura Winslow?
It's so true.
Right? It didn't work out so well for Screech and Lisa Turtle, but like I said, persistence. We want to know.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
Do you have an I'm not taking no for an answer story? And this is inspired by the Buffalo Bills, who have said no 4 times, unfortunately. And they're going to try again next year to finally slay the dragon, the Kansas City Chiefs. Do you have an I'm not taking no for an answer story? Let's go to Nicole in Toronto.
I really wanted to be a mom, and others said that being a single mom's too hard, and I decided not to listen to them. And it took me multiple rounds of fertility treatments. But my miracle is in the car seat behind me right now. So you don't give up, and you just go for what you want. and sometimes it just works out.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nicole,
wow.
been there, so I completely
I know.
understand. Yeah, but it's so true because everybody wants to tell you no because
Everybody.
and or like they'll say things like, "Oh, well, you don't have to have kids. I'm sure that you could like travel and do other things." And like they didn't understand how important it was to me, so I wasn't taking no for an answer.
No, it's a calling. It's something that I knew from 6 years old, that whenever everybody said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I wanted to be a mom.
Yeah.
And it took me until my late 30s when it finally worked, but I wouldn't have done it any other way. And I'm grateful for all the failures, because any of those failures that happened, I wouldn't have her. And she's the one that matters. So, you just don't quit.
Wow, that is really inspiring and a lot more poignant than the Steve Urkel, Laura Winslow example that I gave.
What a great reference from the 80s. Like, thank you for that.
Yes, TGIF, and thank goodness for you, Nicole. Appreciate you sharing.
Thank you. And Pooja, thank you for making your story so public. It helps so many.
Oh, thanks, Nicole, and congratulations on your beautiful blessing.
Thank you, and you as well. And have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.
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 Although Urkel's persistence did pay off with some help from Stefan.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes in present day, when like the girl says she's not interested, she's just not interested.
Yeah, at some point it becomes harassment. So, take what we say with a grain of salt.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So this story is dividing the internet. A woman went on a date. She's actually on a third date with a man that she had been going out with. And while on this date, something happens that she had to post a video on TikTok to talk about.
Okay.
That is just, it's a little hard to believe, but she's on the date. Everything seems to be going well. They're kind of even getting a little, touchy-feely.
Little canoodling happening?
There's a little canoodling happening.
That's when it happens, date 3.
Day 3?
Canoodling.
You got to wait till day 3.
That's your canoodle date.
Okay, now we know. Rules of dating 101. She got up to go to the bathroom, and then when she came back, these 2 girls came up to her and slid her a note on the table that she was sitting at. Okay?
Slid her a note.
A handwritten note.
Okay.
So she opened it up, and all she saw was "just no." The words "just no"
Like
and
all caps?
All caps. And so she quickly closed it because she was like, "Just no." Like, what is this?
Did the guy she was with see the note?
I guess he saw that she had the note, but she just put it in her purse. She didn't open it again until she got home.
Sus.
And then when she opened it up, the entirety of the note was "just know" in big cap letters, "you can do better."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So these 2 girls slid her a note while she was on this date. It was her third date of getting to know this guy. It was starting to get a little physical. "Just know, !" You can do better. And now she's asking, when she posted this video to TikTok, did something happen when I got up and I went to the bathroom? Did he hit on them? Like, do they know him from around town? Were they just being girls? Like, what? Why did they give me that note?
I feel like we need some more information here. So the girl who was on the date, the woman who was on the date, do we know how old she is?
Yeah, she's in her early 40s.
Okay, so she's in her early 40s, so she's a full-on adult. The girls who handed her the note, the 2 girls, do we know their age?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Why do you think that matters?
Well, I think it matters because, if the woman's in her 40s, she's a fully grown human. If the 2 people who handed her a note were like a couple of giggling schoolgirls, for example.
Like a gaggle? A gaggle of girls?
No, 2 is not a gaggle.
Okay.
2 is just a duo. Then it could just be like young juvenile people whose full brains aren't fully developed yet, just being silly, being mean.
Being judgmental, maybe.
Maybe they didn't like the way the guy looked, and they're like, "Oh, you're prettier than him. Like, you can do better." But if they were also adults, maybe they legitimately did witness him doing something. But then wouldn't you say in the note, "Hey,
Yes.
by the way, when the guy you're with, when you can do better because when you went to the bathroom, he did something offside."
Yeah, you would think that there would be something more than "just know, you can do better." That's not enough information.
And who talks like that? This is the reason why I think it's high school girls or young people is because who writes and "just know" in a note? An adult wouldn't
Just
do that.
know.
Just know. That tells me it's a couple of young people who are just probably being mean. And I'd say ignore the note. If you like the guy, trust your gut. You keep on dating him.
When she put it out onto the internet, people were divided because half of them saying, "Look, they're just being girls. If somebody tells you to run, run. Like, they know something, just don't even question it. That's what you should do." And others were like, "You can judge for yourself. You're fully grown. You're in your 40s. You're
absolutely.
fine."
I thought you were going to tell me the epilogue. And now they're happily married.
Actually, no, they're not together.
Wow.
Yeah, he sent her some drunk texts.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the reason why she ended it.
That is not the conclusion I was expecting to this story.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.